Hello everyone and welcome back to PHP Teacher Online. I am Raju Kundu. Let's get started today with lesson 3. On the last lesson, I have taught you what are the basics of a programming, like the variables and constants and operators also. Okay, and apart from that, I have also told you what are the basic things that you need to know to learn any of the programming. Okay, and also I had shown you the use of variable in JavaScript, how to use a variable, how to write the syntaxes, and how to get started with them. Okay, also I have shown you alert message, which is a built-in or ready-made function of JavaScript, which will help you to pop out a message inside it. Okay, so without any further ado, let's get started with lesson 3 today, and I'll teach you many more things about JavaScript today. Before moving into further inside variables, what I need to do is I will increase the font size of mine, because some of my subscribers has told me that the fonts are not that much visible to them. So that's why I am increasing the font size. From now on, I'll be using this font. Hopefully this will be easier to read and understand. So I'll make this screen a bit bigger also, like this, so everything fits in. Okay, now let's move into the variable things. Okay, now inside variable, like I taught you these particular things in the last lesson. Now there are some tricks to use a variable, and also this program we have written, this is not wrong, this is absolutely correct. But there are two ways to write a program. Either you can write just a program, or either you can write an optimized program. Okay, an optimized program means see, in computer, if you use less memory and less time, that is called as optimized. Okay, so less memory and less time, so time complexity and space complexity, two are the things. Okay, now here we have used three variables to do this subtraction or maybe the addition, whatever it is. Okay, so we have used three variables. So instead of using three variables, if we make it down to two variables only, then it will be called as more efficient program or more optimized program, because less variable means less memory you are consuming, and whenever you are using less variables to consume less memory, your program will obviously run a bit faster, although we cannot tell the difference by running it over here, but still it will run faster, and that has been proven. Okay, so now I'll keep this example. I'll create a new file, and what I'll do, I'll just copy this whole content and paste it over that new file, and also increase the font size over here. Now after that, I'll save this file to again my desktop JavaScript course, and instead of variables, I'll write it like optimization. Okay, this will be optimization. Now how to do a optimized program using the same one? Now I'll remove the parts from the comment because they are getting messy, so I'll remove them. But just three lines are there. Now instead of using result, I'll remove the result part from here, like this, and I'm using only two variables right now. And instead of keeping the value inside result, because I have already removed the result bit, so I will be adding these two numbers directly inside the alert box. So that way it will be added and shown right away, instead of doing like keeping this value inside another variable and then showing it out. So in this case, I have removed or reduced one variable, so it will become a bit more optimized program than the previous one that I have written. So let's save this and check this one. Let's go to JavaScript course and let's open up the browser, and after opening that, let's open optimization. Okay, so let's make it small, like this, here and here. Okay, now if I click on it, see, the result is still 61 because I am doing the addition, but in this case there is one variable less, so this will consume less memory. And also, as this alert is not that much of a good technique to be shown like every time, suppose you are doing some correction in an existing JavaScript program which is already being used inside a website, so doing alerts everywhere will not be a good idea. So instead of alert, you can also use another thing that will show you the result. that is called as console.log, and then a bracket started, because this is also a ready-made function or built-in function of JavaScript. Okay, and here I'm going to do that addition. I'll just copy it from here and I'll paste it here. Okay, so again I am doing that similar addition over here and saving it. Now if I refresh and click on it, there is no pop-ups. Now you might be wondering, like, if there is no pop-up, how can I see the outcome? The outcome is there. Let me refresh it again. I'll right click on the browser and I'll click on this inspect. Okay, I'll right click and inspect, and here if you see inside this box there is an option called as console. If you go there, it is blank right now, but if I click on this button, the result will be shown over here. Let's see. See, the result has been shown over here, and I'm assuming this is too small as well. See, 61 has been shown over here. So this way it will show the result inside console. It will not pop out any pop-up, so it will not become any irritating thing inside a website, but you will be able to see like what output has come. Now if you click on this second time, it will say 2. That means twice 61 has generated. If you click it third time, so it will become 3. That means 3 times the same output has generated. Okay, so this is one another technique, console.log, using which you can see any output. Okay, so these are some basic things about variable. Now what I'll do, I'll create another file, and I'll show you some more tricks about variable, like how to do addition inside a variable, even if I'm not using two variables. Using one variable I can do additions also. So how to do that, I'll show you in the next example. Now let's create a new file first. So I'll create a new file over here, and then I'll copy this whole example and paste it over there as well. I'll increase the font size and save it with the name like single variable addition dot html. Okay, so I'm going to save it this way. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this particular variable from here, and I'll remove this alert as well, because we are going to see the outcome in console now. Okay, now I don't have two variables now, so I'll remove this one. I'll keep only my data over here. Now what I'll do in between them is I can write my data equals my data plus then maybe 4. Okay, so in that case what I am trying to state is that my data will get filled in with my data value that it has, that means 56 it has, and then plus 4, that means it will become 60 altogether, and that 60 will get assigned in my data. So you can say, in other words, my data will get assigned with current my data value plus 4. Okay, then the result will come. I'll save it and let's check it over here by refreshing, or not refreshing. I'll have to open that file because that's a new file. So let me go to my JavaScript course and single variable. Okay, now here is this file. Now I'll go to inspect again and to console to see the output, and let's click it over here. See, it's 60. So using single variable also this part is working. Now there is one more trick onto it. This line can do this particular trick, and also if you comment this out and you write my data plus equals to 4, this will do the trick as well. Now the statement for this particular is a bit different. This means my data will be added and assigned with value 4. So that means inside my data, whatever value it has, that is 56, we all know. Now with 56 add 4 and assign it together over here. So this will outcome 60 as well. Let's see over here, refresh and click. See, this is also coming 60, 60, 60. Every time I click, it will show you 60, because this 4 is getting added with 56. So this is also a technique to do optimized programming, or to do addition, subtraction, multiplication, whatever it is, just change the operator. Other from that, everything will stay the same. Okay, so what we have learned, we can do an addition in this way, we can do an addition in this way using two variables, we can also do an addition using this way. So these are three tricks that I have taught you, using which you can do an addition over here. Okay, now I'm going to teach you how to use if else statement, that is this one. Okay, last day in the last session I have told you about this, like if else. So we are going to use this one right now with a new example. Okay, so let's open it up, a new file, and I'll do some sort of copy paste so at least some work gets reduced and I can show you things quickly. Okay, now I'll save this one as if else .html. Okay, save. Now, how if else works and why should we use that? So if we want to make any decision during our program, so in that case we have to use if else, and whenever we are using if else, there will definitely be use of conditional operators. Okay, so conditional operators and if else generally works together to say, make things happen. Okay, now let me show you over here inside the. So see, I am not changing the functions name again and again, because just to keep things simple, I am showing you all the things inside the body. I'll be changing the function names later on and creating multiple functions and multiple buttons, multiple things will happen. But first we are going through only the basic things so you can understand like which part is built for what. Okay, now if else, let me open this file also. I'll go to JavaScript courses and I'll open if else file, this one. Now what I want to do, suppose in my data I'll be keeping a number, say 20. Now I will be creating a if else statement and I'll be using console.log or maybe alert to show some messages like what, if the number is less than 15, then it will show, or if the number is like less than 15, then it will show like a small number, and if the number is greater than 15, then it will show big number. Okay, small number and big number, these two results will be there. Now we can clearly understand 20 is bigger than 15, but how to make my computer understand this? Okay, how can my computer understand like I have given 20 which is smaller, which is larger than 15? Okay, so the syntax of if else is you have to write if, then a bracket start end, and then there will be a curly bracket start end, and here it will be a else, and then again a curly bracket start end. So this is the syntax of if else. Now in between this bracket you will have to mention your condition. Okay, you will have to mention your condition, which is my data is greater than 15, then something, else something. So here I am going to write console.log, console.log. Here I will write big number, and similarly I'll copy and paste this one over here and I'll write small number. So what I have tried to explain to my computer, I told him if this my data is greater than 15, then show this. Okay, if this my data is less than 15 or maybe equal to 15, in that case show small number. Okay, so this is what I explained to my computer by using this greater than operator. So if my data is greater than 15, that might be 16, that might be 15.5, that might be 15.2, whatever, or maybe 15.1, whatever it is. If it is greater than 15, then show big number. If it is not greater than 15 or it is equal to 15, then in that case show small number. So in our case currently, if I go to the application over here, what we'll see it is a big number because 20 is bigger than 15, that we clearly know. Let's refresh it over here. Let's right click and inspect and go to console and let's see the output. see the output is big number. But in case I make this number 15, then that case if I go here, refresh and check, it will show small number. And if I put any number less than 15 also, in that case also if I refresh and check, it will show me or let me save it and I refresh and check, it will show me small number. So in every cases, if the number is 15 or less than that, it will show small number. If it is bigger than 15, whatever it is, like 15.234 whatever, let me show you that as well. 15.001 I have mentioned. Okay, so this is something bigger than 15. So now refresh and check, see it's a big number. Okay, so whatever it is, if it is greater than 15, then it will show big number. If it is not, then it will show small number. So this is the functionality of if and else. And there is no there is no certain conditions like you have to mention else. You might delete it or as well. In that case, it will only show output if it is a big number, else it will not show any output at all. But if you want to use two circumstances, like if it is big then show this, if it is not big then show that, then you can use if and else. So this is how we have to use if and else inside our programming languages. Okay, I hope whatever I have shown you in this example is clear to you, because things are going to get slowly bit complex with many more things together with if else. Okay, but I hope that you have understood this example that I have taught you right now. Okay, let's dive into a bit more complex thing. That will be, we have used if and else. So that means either this will happen or that will happen. But I want it to be in 3 steps. Like if my data contains a number greater than 15, then it will show big number. But if it contains a number that is equal to 15, then it will show it is we have found 15. Maybe it will show we have found 15. And if it is containing something less than 15, then it will show small number. So 3 steps will be there instead of 2. So how can I write that? Okay, let me show you. Suppose I have 15 inside it. Okay, so if it is greater than 15, it will be big number. Currently it will be showing small number, as I have stated before also. Let's see if I go into inspect element, go to inspect. Oh, where did that go? Inspect is not happening, just a moment. Let's do an inspect. Now it is here. Go to console. Now in this case it will be showing small number because there are 2 situations only. Now if I want to make it 3, like if 15 is equals to 15, then it will be showing equal number, maybe equal number, that will be the message. So in that case I can write it this way: another if over here and a bracket start end and a second bracket start, that means a curly bracket start and curly bracket end, and then another else. Okay, it's like this. Okay, so here I can write if my data is double equals, as I told you last time, double equals stands for equals. That means it is checking whether both the numbers are same or not. So here I'll be checking if my data double equals 15. In that case, here the console log will be like this: equal number. So in the first case, if it is greater than 15, somewhat greater than 15, then it will be big number. If it is somewhat less than 15, then it will be small number. Now in this case, as I have increased another else in between them, and that too containing if with it, that is else if, you can say this is else if. In this case it will be checking if 15 is equal to 15 or my data is equal to 15, then it will state equal number. So I am having 15 right now in my data, and here it is checked like if it is equal to 15, then what should be the result? Equal number. See, so right now it is showing you equal number because both the numbers are same. Now if it has been 14.99, in that case the result would have been small number. And if this has been 15.01 even, so in that case the result would have been big number. So now we have 3 conditions using if, else, if. Okay, and at the end we have used else again. Remember, you cannot use the else part only instead of using if. This is wrong. This is illegal. You cannot do that. But you can use only if instead of the else. Okay, that is legal. So if there is an if, it should not be like there has to be an else also. You might remove it, but if you want it, you can add it here also. Okay, so now you can understand, like we have added three conditions right now. So one is for the big number, one is for the equal number, one is for the small number. What is the target behind this particular situation is I am trying to teach you how if else works. Okay, you need to understand how if else works, nothing else. If you understand that, then all is done. That's fine for here. So in this lesson we have learned how to use if else. On the later lessons we will be learning more things like loop, while loop, do while loop. For each will not be here because for each is for PHP. I'll be starting PHP courses also. During that time I will teach for each, but right now we'll be learning loop and inside the loop we'll be learning for loop, while loop and do while loop and how they work. Also, if else is not completed yet. On the next lesson I will also teach like only using if else. You can also use logical if else operator, like inside if else if you want to do multiple conditions like using and or, like if both the conditions are true only then something will happen, if one of the condition is true then something else will happen. In that case we will be using logical operators also within the if else statement. That I will be showing in the next lesson, but for this lesson this will be it. Try practicing this with different situations, with different variables, with different functions name to clarify the syntaxes and clarify the knowledge in your brain. Okay, so that's it for today's lesson. I'll be checking you in next lesson. Okay, till then, bye.